Let's dive into the discussions shaping the nation.
For Sinn Féin.
What transpired at the Dáil Reform Committee last evening confirms that your government is hell-bent on plunging this Dáil into chaos. Your proposal seeks to turn the democratic rules and functioning of the Parliament inside out and upside down. You're seriously pushing to allow Michael Lowry and his group of TDs to be part of leaders' questions. And you're also trying to extend this right to backbench TDs from your own parties who already have multiple opportunities to speak in the Dáil. And bizarrely, you then want to cut Taoiseach's questions, which is the current opportunity for all TDs, including backbench government TDs, to put questions. This makes it crystal clear that this is all about Michael Lowry. Leaders' Questions is the main facility for the opposition to hold this government to account. It is critically important to the democratic integrity of the Dáil that this is upheld. Michael Lowry and his group are not opposition TDs. They're not unaligned and they are not others. They are government TDs, plain and simple. They designated themselves as such when they negotiated, drafted, agreed the programme for government and then publicly announced that they would support the government in good days and in bad. To allow them to be part of leaders' questions makes a mockery of this Dáil. You're so determined to protect your grubby deal with Michael Lowry that you would shred the core democratic functions of this Parliament. Michael Lowry is a politician who still has serious questions to answer regarding his evidence to the Moriarty Tribunal. Questions indeed were raised on the floor of this Dáil 4 weeks ago, and we haven't heard a peep from Deputy Lowry since. No statement, no answers. So Taoiseach, can I ask you, have you asked Michael Lowry if he had 57 meetings regarding the Doncaster deal, including here in Leinster House? Because he told the tribunal that he had no involvement in that deal. Have you asked Michael Lowry if, in August 2002, he went to a rural farmhouse to burn original documents relating to deals at the heart of the Moriarty investigations? Have you asked him how his accountant made 2 separate payments that originated in Gibraltar to the person arranging the Doncaster deal? Because these payments were never disclosed to the tribunal. Taoiseach, you and Micheál Martin made Michael Lowry the kingmaker in your government, and now you provide him with cover. It seems that you will stop at nothing to protect Deputy Lowry and your grubby deal. You intend to throw the Oireachtas into chaos. You are manipulating standing orders. You are blocking the formation of committees. And while you focus on protecting your deal, there are big issues affecting Ireland and affecting people's lives. We face potential trade barriers that could have huge consequences. Rents are through the roof. The price of fuel and groceries are going up again. Hundreds of people are lying on hospital trolleys every single day. Parents of children with special needs still have to fight and fight for services. You and the Taoiseach gave your word in this chamber that a solution would be found agreeable to both government and opposition. Last night, Taoiseach, you broke your word and you've moved forward with yet another stroke. Taoiseach, I have to tell you, this isn't going to fly. The combined opposition will fight this every step of the way. So this needs to be resolved, Corla, in a way that upholds the democratic integrity of the Dáil, defends the rights of the real opposition to hold government to account and, more importantly, allows us to get on with the work of this Dáil. The leaders of the combined opposition have written to you, Taoiseach. They have sought an urgent meeting with yourself and the Taoiseach to work out a solution. Will you agree now to that meeting?
As we've already had a very extensive process, and let me agree with you on one thing. The people of Ireland expect this place and the people who show up to do their work to start talking about the issues that matter to them, to start addressing issues around housing, around special needs education, around disability. And what they certainly don't expect is this sort of immature behaviour, that if after a democratic vote is carried out in a group set up, a committee of this Parliament, a Dáil Reform Committee, that people don't respect the outcome of that democratic vote. The only thing that actually subverts democracy is minority rule. We had a general election, and the people sitting behind me in Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil have every right to have their voice heard, have every right to bring forward proposals. And I'm going to stand up for their rights on behalf of their constituents as well. Because, Ceann Comhairle, I could do without the cacophony. Thank you so much.
Minister, please.
Thank you very much. Because in the next 6 weeks, let the people at home know this, Ceann Comhairle, there'll be 90 priority questions to various ministers. Sinn Féin will have 47, Labour will have 12, Social Democrats will have 11, they'll have none. 0. How is that fair? How is their democratic mandate any less than yours? So the reality of this... OK, yeah, let's deal with that.
Deputies,
Let's deal with that also.
Out of respect, listen to the answer. Your member will be able to come back. Please, deputies, allow the Taoiseach to finish.
They're using my time, Ceann Comhairle, because I have quite a bit I want to say on this. We have engaged extensively, and let me also say we've moved. Sorry, we did. You weren't at the meetings. Your leader was there. And we've moved, deputies. Not with me. We've moved. We had a position, and we were willing to change the position, because in fairness to opposition, it is important to listen. And we did not go ahead with the proposal that would have seen your leader's questions eaten into. Under these proposals, you all get the exact same amount of leaders' questions. That's not your problem. You don't want other people to have a right to ask their questions.
Please.
And let me say this. In so many parliaments, because we live in a parliamentary democracy where everyone's mandate in this place counts, everybody's, government and opposition. In so many parliamentary democracies, so many of them, including the one just across the water, of course, government members of parliament can ask the head or the deputy head of government questions, and that happens in PMQs in the House of Commons every single week. So enough of the hyperbole. We've heard bizarre. We've heard lots of hyperbole. We've heard lots of hotter. I've answered the question. I've answered the question. We've had meetings. We've had dozens upon dozens of hours. We've had a vote, a democratic vote in this Parliament of the people's representatives, and now we intend to get on with the people's business. And you raise the issue of trade. You raise the issue of tariffs. What you have done in opposition today is utterly childish, because the idea that at a time when it has never been more important for government ministers to go abroad and represent this country on trade talks, on tariff talks, on Ukraine, on the Middle East, on issues you say you care about, what have you decided to do? Block the pairs so people can't travel. Shame on you.
Deputy Carthy.
I'll deal with that now in a moment.
Please be respectful, members, to everyone.
Taoiseach, don't ask people to buy that rubbish. You might treat your own Fine Gael backbenchers as idiots, but you won't take the Irish people for fools. Because this has nothing to do. Ceann Comhairle, this has nothing. Ceann Comhairle, this has nothing to do with the rights of backbench.
Can't hear my ears. Deputy, you might would somebody give me a chance to put the withdrawal question? Please, members, understand. The public are looking in. We are all adults. Now, I'd ask you, Deputy Carthy, on the basis of respect for every member of the House, would you withdraw those remarks? Which remarks? What you said with regards to treating his backbenchers, I think you should... I'm
sorry that the Taoiseach is treating his backbenchers in this way, because this has nothing to do with the rights of backbench government TDs. This is about one man's demands, the demands of Michael Lowry. Now we know that Fine Gael owe Michael Lowry one. Michael Lowry is the man that took Fine Gael from the verge of bankruptcy to a point that there were millions in profits in a manner that has never fully been explained. But Taoiseach, whatever you owe Michael Lowry, you owe more to the Irish people. You owe them the right to have a functioning parliament where the opposition can hold government to account. And what you have attempted to do is usurp the rights of the opposition, and it won't be tolerated. So what I'm asking you, considering all the hyperbole about pairs, you insist on using your majority to ram through the most undemocratic charade, facade, farce that this Dáil has seen. Don't expect that the opposition will just sit back and not use our mandate to...
Taoiseach to respond. Thank you, Deputy. Deputy Carthy, thank you. Deputy Carthy. Deputy Carthy. Deputy Carthy, your time is up. Thank you. Taoiseach. Members, please. Taoiseach, please respond.
I'll do my very best, Ceann Comhairle. Thank you. You talk about the Moriarty Tribunal. I fully accept the findings of the Moriarty Tribunal. My party voted in favour of setting it up. But we don't have to look back 20, 30 years to find issues in relation to fundraising when we look at your party, because we only have to read the Sunday Independent earlier this week. And you asked me, have I ever asked somebody a question? Did you ever ask former councillor in your own constituency, former Sinn Féin councillor Owen Smith, what he meant when he talked about Billy Hampton, the man who left you the rural cottage? You remember 99,000 for the derelict cottage, the reclusive English millionaire multi-millionaire, when your former councillor in your constituency said the money bequeathed to Sinn Féin by Hampton was a lot sweeter than the Northern Bank robbery money. When you put it in context, it's a lot sweeter than something like the Northern Bank. It was legit, it was straightforward, and it was handled properly. There was no comeback. I'm being shouted down in this democratic parliament by people who are engaging
I know
in
you
puggery.
don't. Deputy Carthy, Tánaiste, to continue, please.
Yeah, I'm being shouted down. I know you're a bit sensitive this week because you must be the first Justice spokesperson to ever stand by the graveside of somebody who was involved in the murder of an Irish soldier and a recruit murder of a Garda Síochána, someone you call a patriot. Shame on you.
Time is up. Thanks, Tánaiste. Thanks, Deputy. Can I just say that whilst you may not get an answer to the question in the same way that if I ask a deputy to withdraw a remark and they don't, I can only ask. Now I'm moving on.
Like, share, and subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.